Welcome my viewers and subscribers on PTE, Pearson and IELTS. If you are visiting my channel for the first time, don't forget to like, share and comment. If you have any query, press the bell icon after subscribing. So in this video, we are going to discuss about writing an introduction of task 2, essay writing. So for IELTS writing task 2, you should keep your introduction short and simple, and as we are given only 40 minutes, so we should not try to waste our time in writing a long introduction. The main body paragraphs are as compared to more important than introduction. So a good IELTS writing introduction needs only two things, and the first thing is a sentence that introduces the topic. What is the topic? That we'll discuss with a few examples in this video. And the second thing is a sentence that gives a short general answer to your question, where you have to provide your own opinion. So what are these two things? Now we are going to discuss with some examples. So example number 1. So here the question says, all high school students should be encouraged to take part in community service program. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this statement? So how we can write the introduction about this question? So first we should write a sentence which introduces the topic itself, and second is about our own opinion, that we are agree, disagree or partially agree with this statement. So how we can write? Let's see the sample introduction. Some people believe that high school students would benefit from doing unpaid work in their local communities. I completely agree that community service program for teenagers are a good idea. So what is the topic sentence here? School students should be encouraged to take part in community service program. That means student is the main point here, encouraged to take part in community service. So these are the keywords that we have to cover in our introduction itself. At the same time, by giving our opinion, like I completely agree that community service programs for teenagers are a good idea. So here I would like to suggest to the students that they should try to write the introduction between 30 to maybe 40 or 45 words, not more than that, so that in this way we can introduce the question itself with an attention grabber, and rest of the things we have to discuss are in body paragraphs and in conclusion. So let's see the another example question 2. So the question is, as computers are being used more and more in education, there will soon be no role for the teachers in the classroom. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So let's see first the question. What is the topic here? Computers being used more and more in education. That means the use of computer in education. This is the important keyword. And no role for teachers in classroom. So these 4 or 5 points are very important that we have to address or paraphrase in our introduction. So let's see the sample introduction. It is true that computers have become an essential tool for teachers and students in all areas of education. So as the statement says, computers, that is the important topic we have covered here. Keyword, essential tool for teachers and students, that means in education, and education is also written all areas of education. So all the 4 points, all the keywords we have covered in a very simple statement, which is a topic sentence. Now to what extent do you agree or disagree? However, While computers are extremely useful, I don't agree with the idea that they could soon replace teacher completely. That means here we are giving our own opinion by discussing the later half topic sentence that there will be no role for the teachers in the classroom. So here we say that the teacher could not be replaced completely in the classroom. So in this way we will see that 39 words that we have used here in an introduction. So I think it is clear to you. Let's see one more example to make it understand more clearly. And the question I have chosen for you is that people visiting other countries should adapt to the customs and behaviors expected there. That means the visitors or tourists who are visiting to another country should accept their customs and behaviors. They should not expect the host country to welcome different customs and behaviors. And to what extent do you agree or disagree? So in this video, mostly the question we have discussed about agree or disagree. In the next videos, upcoming videos, we will discuss other types of questions. So what should be the sample answer here? Let's see. To a certain extent, I agree that visitors to other countries should respect the culture of the host country. That means the tourists who are visiting to a particular country should adapt the customs and behavior of that host country where they are visiting. And here in the simple sentence I have written like to certain extent I agree. So like in the very beginning I have clear myself that this is my opinion. However, I also think that host country should accept visitors' cultural differences. But as I have written in the certain extent means I am going partially here. That means I am writing about both the sides, agree and disagree. But in the other sentence, like however, here I am stating my point that the hosting country should also accept the visitors or tourist cultural differences. As you can see, the word limit is again 31 words we have written here. So in this way, you should write your introduction with a simple, clear sentence, with writing a topic sentence from the question itself, and your opinion as well. Using I in this writing task to introduction. How? You should use phrase like I believe or in my opinion when the question asks for your opinion. So like the example, to what extent do you agree or disagree? Here, some teachers tell students not to use I in academic essay, but this advice is really for university academic writing, not IELTS. Look at these different examples. Pay attention to how the writer has used I in his answer. That means we can use I in an introduction for writing an essay introduction. The question is, the older generations tend to have very traditional ideas about how people should live, think, and behave. However, some people believe that these ideas are not helpful in preparing younger generations for modern life. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this view? Introduction. Let's see how we can write an introduction for this. It is true that many older people believe in traditional values that often seems incompatible with the needs of younger people. While I agree that some traditional ideas are outdated, I believe that others are still relevant and should not be forgotten. So here the model answer is talking about the partially agree statement of the writer where I have used I. we can write in this way. Let's see the another question. Government should not have to provide care or financial support for elderly people because it is responsibility of each person to prepare for retirement and support him or herself. That means the question says that here government need not to provide any kind of care or any kind of financial support to the elder people or aged people. It is the responsibility of every citizens that they should save some kind of money or they should support themselves after retirement. And question says, to what extent do you agree or disagree with this opinion? So how we can write an introduction of this? By using I. Let's have a look of it. People have different views about whether or not government should help senior citizens. So it's a topic sentence, like whether the government should help or not the elderly people. Try to paraphrase as well, like here it is written in introduction senior citizens, but the question says elderly people, but both have the same meaning, so you can write as well aged people. So at least you should try to paraphrase the question so that you cannot copy or you may not copy the question itself or the word itself. Otherwise this can lessen your score but cover your word limit only. So here the statement is, I completely disagree with the idea that elderly people should receive no support from state. So here government, we have written government, you can write state as well, and there some more synonyms can be used that we will discuss in the later in another videos. I think it is very clear to you like how we have to write an introduction by writing a topic sentence, simple sentence, and by giving our own opinion. Here in this we are going to discuss about the strong view versus balanced view. What is strong view and what is the balanced view? Let's have a look of it. Strong view, what strong view means here, if the question asks whether you agree or disagree, it is often easier to have a strong opinion. That means you can go either any side of it, completely agree or completely disagree. That means you can go for either side of the question or any side of the question rather than trying to be in the middle. So here you can choose any side rather than writing about both the views. Here is an example question. Families who do not send their children to public school should not be required to pay taxes that support universal education. To what extent do you agree or disagree with the statement? Here the question says that family should not pay any kind of financial support to the public schools where their children study by supporting the educational level. So the question says you are agree with the statement or disagree. So it's a strong point. Let's have a look. There is almost no middle answer to this question. We cannot write for both sides. Either you think that the parent should not pay tax, agree, or you think that they should pay tax, disagree. When you have a strong opinion, you don't need to mention the opposite view. Remember student, here you can write any of the side if you have more ideas or if you have more stronger point related to any side of the question itself. That means if you have a strong point for disagreement, you can write about that in the complete 250 words, or if you have strong points about agreement with the statement, then you can write the whole 250 word essay with one particular view. Here is a plan for a 4-paragraph essay. Let's see. Introduction says how we can write introduction. One sentence to introduce the topic and one sentence to make your opinion clear by writing completely agree or by writing completely disagree. In the here we are going to write about I completely disagree. So main paragraph, what main paragraph is about? Here we have to support our opinion with a reason. That means main idea, then supporting idea with an example. The main paragraph, again we have to write about supporting of our own opinion with another reason. That means at least we have to write about at least 1 or 2 points or ideas about it. And then conclusion by repeating or summarizing the opinion. That means I completely disagree. You can write one more time by repeating or summarizing your information in the conclusion. So I think it's clear to you. In the next video, we will discuss it in the essay structure in more details. Thanks for watching PTE, Pearson and IELTS. Like, share, comment and press the bell icon after subscribing.